Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. We are here with our fifth Philly Fundamentals this year, where we are focusing on everything you need to know before our main summer festivities. I'm really thrilled with who we have joining us tonight. We have Natalie Faragalli from the city of Philadelphia, MaryAnn Tierny from Septa, Kane from Philadelphia Soccer 2026, and Nicole Allen White from WaWa Welcome America. And they're going to share with you some of the things that ambassadors need to know, should know about traveling in the city, celebrating all these different events and festivals that we have going on this summer, as well as things to keep in mind or to share with friends and family or visitors as you encounter them throughout the summer months. I would encourage you as we go through, throw your questions in that chat box, that Q&A. If we can answer them while we go along, we'll go ahead and do so. If not, we'll save them all the questions at the end for our panelists to answer. We are recording this evening's presentation, so this will, once it's recorded, it will be up on our website on the phambassador.com news and events page. You'll find Philly Fundamentals with this recording, as well as any links and resources that we have for you. But with that, I'm going to stop my sharing and I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Natalie so she can give us the city's perspective and if Philadelphia is ready for the summer of 2026.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. I'm just going to quickly share my screen. Give me one moment because I'm working off one screen today, so I want to make sure I do this right. Okay. And let me know if you can see everything.
Yep, we can see it.
All right, perfect. So as Jacqueline said, I'm Natalie. I'm with the City of Philadelphia, specifically the Office of the City Representative and the Special Events Office. And really, we just wanted to, provide this little briefing for you all. Thank you, especially for all of the work that you'll be doing this summer for 2026. We'll probably be as busy, if not busier, than most of us on this call. So we really do appreciate that. Tonight, I'll just briefly walk through what our office's role has been throughout all of the planning for 2026, how the city is coordinating and preparing for everything that we're expecting this summer, and then, where you can find the latest and greatest information about what's to come for 2026. And yeah, but before I go to my next slide, I only have a couple of slides, and some of it you may have seen it before. I've done a briefing for you, so I do apologize if it's repetitive, but I'll kind of go through each slide. Some of it is about some of the events that you'll probably hear in more detail from, Meg and Nicole. So I won't spend too much time on any of those and have them speak more intelligently about them. But before I get into that, I just wanted to briefly talk about who our office is. So the Office of City Representative and Special Events, we are the city's event permitting, licensing, and planning department for the city of Philadelphia. So in one way or another, our office is most likely involved in nearly every event that happens throughout a regular calendar year, but even more so throughout 2026. And, our office's goal and role is really straightforward. We want to make sure that the organizers and the residents who want to have an event in Philadelphia have the proper permits, licenses, and approvals and coordination to do so, so that all the events are done safely and successfully. So that means, working with the event organizers, the community organizations and groups, other city agencies, our public safety partners, bringing all of those people, our transportation partners, bringing them all together to make sure that all of these events can go off without a hitch. And we really approach every event, whether it's a small street renaming or a big FIFA fan festival, with the same level of care and dedication that I'm sure all of you will be approaching all of the events that you're supporting this summer. And I think that's really important, that when we work with different event organizers and residents, that they get the same level of care and customer service throughout the entire experience, from the permitting process all the way down to event day. So we're all on the same team, and we want to make sure that everyone has all of the information and that all the events go off safely. So with that, I'll kind of go through how the city has really been managing 2026 and all the great things coming. Obviously, the planning for all of this was years in the making, but in the beginning of the year, we really all sat down in a room with our special events task force and kind of holistically looked at the full calendar of 2026, all the major events, the annual events that we know are coming back, the big events that are here just for this year. We looked at all the city-led initiatives, all the city-sponsored events that are coming, our councilmatic district events and other events that city departments put on for 2026. We looked at a tentative calendar of all the major street closures and festivals that we were expecting for this year. And then we looked at, what our city resource demand looked like and how we were going to be able to manage all of the great things happening throughout this calendar year and do so in a way that everything is safe so that our city resources, although they are spread out across the calendar year, that we're doing so intentionally and we're making sure that every event gets the same level of care. So we really work together with a lot of our city departments, our public safety partners, our Office of Emergency Management, our streets department. We work with Septa, our health department, and then of course all of our external partners. So Philadelphia Soccer 2026, Welcome America, and all the big major events that are happening here to make sure that we're all on the same page, we're all ready, and we're all prepared to welcome all the visitors that we're hoping and expecting for this summer. So really, when we kind of met in the beginning of the year, we kind of looked at the geographic distribution of where all the events were taking place throughout the calendar year. And it's really no surprise, most of them are in Center City. The Stadium District will see a huge uptick with the FIFA World Cup and with MLB activities down there. And then our Benjamin Franklin Parkway District, which we know has a very large slate of events, and new this year will be the Philadelphia Pride Festival on the Parkway. So we're really excited about that. So we kind of looked at where all of our resources and our assets are going to be spread out throughout the calendar year to make sure that we're prepared and allocating our resources across different districts and things like that. Moving on, and I apologize if I have my little face right here, and then you guys can see it. I just realized that. Let me see if I can make that smaller. I'm so sorry.
Like you're okay. I
There,
think we're
there we
largely
go.
seeing your slides.
Okay, good. So we looked at our busy weekends, and again, it's really no surprise that the busiest time is going to be during when the World Cup tournament is coming through to Philadelphia. So June 13th and 14th, we have the Adunde Festival that's happening on the same day as our first FIFA World Cup match. So what does that look like in terms of our public safety resources? And we did all of this early on in our planning to make sure that we had the appropriate amount of resources and public safety infrastructure at Adunde, as we will have down at the stadium complex and also at FIFA Fan Festival. So we looked at all of our busy weekends. We had, the July 4th events. We have, I believe that's Juneteenth is on here, our Pride weekend. And then, of course, MLB All-Star Week and the events that come with that. And for us, obviously, we're excited about the summer, but we also have a pretty robust package of events that happen in our fall as well. Fall has a lot of community festivals that we, want to make sure that are getting the same level of care and the same look. The America 250 celebrations don't just end after July 4th. They do go all the way to the end of the calendar year. As many of you know, with the, commercial corridor celebrations that are part of the Ring and On, we have the 20, I believe it's 20 or 22 commercial corridor celebrations, and those go all the way through December. So we're keeping track of everything. We're making sure that all the events have the appropriate resources and all the events have the appropriate planning to make sure that they go off safely. And again, this is just a heat map to kind of showcase where our busiest, continuous streak of coordination will take place. And obviously that's the June and July months with the FIFA World Cup tournament, the FIFA Fan Festival, the July 4th Welcome America events, and then of course MLB baseball. I won't spend too much time on this slide because we have the folks from the organizations that speak about their events there. But obviously these are the mega events coming here this summer. And like I said, we're the permitting office for all of the events. So although we're excited about all the new ones coming here, we're also thinking about the annual ones. So that Pride Parade Festival that could get up to 50,000 attendees, a Adunde Festival on June 14th. Again, that's a match day. Our Juneteenth parade, the red, white, and blue to-do. The Ben Franklin Bridge celebration on the 11th. So we're kind of conceptualizing about everything citywide to make sure that enough planning and multi-agency coordination and emergency management is kind of going into effect for all the events. And then obviously this is the MLB schedule, which I'm sure most of you have seen already, but July 11th to the 14th is when they're in town. We're expecting sold out games for the Citizens Banks portion of all of their events, And then also their All-Star Village, which is at the convention center, is anticipating around 70,000 total attendees throughout the course of the 4-day experience that they have there. And then, oh, I'll have to give you a copy of this where the text is not so insane, but we have a digital resource hub, and I want to make sure that you have all of the appropriate places to get, up to date, ready information from the city. So first is obviously our 2026 Access Philly app, which you can download now on your phone. It is the official event discovery app where you can find all the events happening in the neighborhoods. You can even upload your events on there. So it's a really great tool. It's 2026 Access Philly. It's available in the App Store and Google Play. Our digital resources, we have a page on our philly.gov site that houses all of the information. I'm just gonna close out of that because I don't know why it looks like that. Um, I don't know how I can stop sharing, but our digital resource hub on phil.gov has all of the public safety and transportation information. It has road closures. It has where to go for any new information around the Lemon Hill site, specifically for the residents around there. And it has all the up-to-date information. We also have a WhatsApp channel for emergency alerts. We know that our international visitors here may not be able to get our normal text alerts off of 888-777. So if they can't do that, we set up a WhatsApp channel so they can sign up and get alerts that way. And then we also have a weekly newsletter where we put out events, information, and all of our road closures. So really our goal is just to make sure that all the residents have the latest and greatest information so that they can prepare for what's upcoming, not just for the weekend, but for the entire month. So that's really what our goal is. And yeah, happy to answer any questions towards the end of this when we get to that.
Great. Thanks, Natalie. And I
Mhm.
think, yeah, once we get those resources, we can share them all with ambassadors so they have them, just to make sure that everybody has it on their phone and has it readily accessible. So if they're helping guests, whether it's in a formal volunteer capacity or you just happen to see somebody with that name badge, right? We always talk about from the convention center, you see a name badge, you know that they're visiting. You can easily help them out. So thanks, Natalie. Now we're going to turn it over to MaryAnn to hear all about Septa. Go ahead, MaryAnn.
Yep. Hey, good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm going to go off camera because it's going to be just me reading my slides. So I want to thank everybody for the opportunity to present. First, I want to make sure you can see my slides.
Yep, we can see them.
Okay, awesome. All right. I also want to echo Natalie's thanks to everybody that is going to be a fan ambassador this summer. The city's going to have a great opportunity to put our best foot forward and show everyone what it means to be the city of brotherly love. And SEPTA is really excited to be a part of that. And so what I'm going to do tonight is talk about our plan for service. I'm going to talk about the customer experience and how that will intersect with what you're doing as a fan ambassador. And then again, at the end, happy to answer any questions. So first, I want to start with Lemon Hill, which is where the fan festival will be occurring. It's 39 days of fun at Lemon Hill, free and open to the public, various times each day. And what we are doing to support all of the amazing things that are going to happen at Lemon Hill is a few things. First, we're going to increase the frequency on 2 of our bus lines to every 15 minutes or better, 7 days a week. So that's the Route 32 and the Route 48, which you can pick up from Center City, and it will take you to Lemon Hill. We have agreed with the city on a single drop-off location. This is also where the Flash is going to drop off at Pennsylvania and Fairmount Avenues. So if you go there, you'll be able to get multiple ways to get to and from. If you haven't taken the 32 or 48, I can tell you I test rode them up to Lemon Hill. It was super easy, very fast and convenient. And like I said, we'll have extended service every 15 minutes. And then at the end of the night, to accommodate all of the people who are going to want to leave at about the same time, we're going to have additional buses staged, and we'll be able to rapidly deploy them to Pennsylvania and Fairmount to pick up more people. So we've put together a really good plan to help get people to FanFest and then address the surge of people after FanFest. So there's a map here. It's also on our website, which I'm going to talk a little bit about at the end. But just remember, Route 32 and 48, you can pick it up right in front of City Hall. One runs on Broad, one runs on Market. Pretty easy to grab. Next thing I want to talk about is our plan for FIFA overall. Septa is like uniquely positioned to support FIFA with our system, both the trolleys and the Broad Street Line, regional rail. All of our services really are designed to do this very efficiently. So if you've ever gone to the stadiums, you know you can take the B, the Broad Street Line, directly to NRG. We are very used to moving a lot of people on the B. We do that for concerts, for Eagles games, for playoffs, for division championships. We're very experienced at it, and we have a really good plan in place to address all the people that are going to want to get to the game using the B as well as the other stations. So to talk a little bit about that specifically, we're going to run the B to the max. The B line will operate at its maximum capacity on all days. We'll both run local continuously to NRG as well as Sports Express trippers. They will start 2 to 3 hours before the game, and that'll help get everybody down to the game in time to see it. And then after the game, we'll have trains staged at NRG, and we'll also be running our Sports Express and locals every 4 to 5 minutes. As the trains fill up, we'll get them out of the station and going north. And that'll help clear the station as quickly as possible. We do encourage you, if you encourage people to take the B, it's the most efficient and cheapest way to get to energy. It's $2.90 to get there. We are not upcharging people like some cities to get to the game. You can just pay the same fare as everybody else, get on the B, and from Center City, a local ride is 12 minutes, an express ride is 8 minutes. So you really can't beat that. And on top of that, in partnership with Airbnb, we will be offering free rides home from NRG starting at halftime, and that will be for all 6 games. So round trip, it's $2.90, and we expect that we will be able again to move all of the crowd in time. We usually can clear the station in 1 to 2 hours after a game, and we expect that we'll be able to do the same for this. For regional rail, I'm sorry, I want to talk first about Metro service, 24-hour Metro service on match days. So normally the B and the L end their service around midnight, but because of the high demand for the matches and also because of the nightlife that will be happening in Center City, we have worked to develop a 24-hour schedule for the match days. So for the day after the match, so for example, June 19th, going into June 20th, the B will and L will run for 24 hours with a 30-minute headway from 12:30 to 5 a.m. And they will be select stops, which we will announce at a later time. So this is an exciting addition. It's not something that we normally do, but again, to be as accommodating and welcoming as possible, we're offering this service to help people get around the city so that they can enjoy all of the things that happen in the city as a part of the FIFA experience. Also, the T line, for those of you that take the trolley, you know that the trolley tunnel has been closing at 10 p.m. and then reopening at 7 a.m. But for the match nights, we will close the trolley tunnel at 2 a.m. instead of at 10 p.m. So we'll get extra trolley tunnel service for those match nights again to help move people and make it easier to get around the city. So for regional rail, we're in really good shape for most of the games. The games that start at 4 and 5 p.m., our regular service will be able to cover those. We'll have extra service for July 4th. I'm going to talk separately about, but for 2 games where the games are later, June 14th and June 19th, we're going to have a better positioning of our trains to accommodate any late travelers. Working really hard to not leave anybody behind, and you can see there we'll have additional trains added for certain lines, and so that way people can make their connections from the B. And then for July 4th, which we're expecting to be a very high demand day, we'll be running a modified schedule. Even though July 4th is a holiday, we will not be taking the day off. We will be working extra hard on July 4th. For Metro, which is the B, the L, and the T, we'll be running every 8 to 10 minutes from 2 p.m. And again, we'll have our Sports Express trippers for the FIFA game. And then we'll have L and T trippers staged for the post-fireworks surge as people leave the parkway. And then for regional rail, we'll have 46 additional trains, 16 trains from 1 to 4 p.m., 30 trains from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. And we'll have as many cars as possible out on the railroad on July 4th to make sure we can move everybody around so they can celebrate America's 250th birthday. And then finally, I'll close out for our service plan with the All-Star game, which again really impacts our B and L service for those days. For regional rail, we'll have additional round trips every 30 minutes on certain lines. And again, we'll have the more high capacity cars and push-pull sets out. And then for the All-Star game at Citizen Bank Park, which is the 12th and the 13th, the 12th being the Home Run Derby and the 13th being the All-Star game. I'm sorry, 12th and 13th are the minor events at the park, and then the All-Star game is July 14th. We'll have express trippers both before and after the game, and then we'll have staff hold trains if the game ends later, which we are accustomed to doing for late night games. Like, for example, an Eagles game that starts at 8:30, we will typically hold the regional rail trains so that people can make their connection. The next thing I wanted to talk briefly about was helping to inform customers, and I think this will help you all know how to communicate to people what's going on. So just like you're a fan ambassador, Septa has our own set of ambassadors. These are Septa managers that volunteer to go out into the system to help people navigate and answer questions. This year, we've implemented a new distinctive vest here. You can see that right here. It's blue. It looks different than if you've ever seen anybody in a Septa vest. It's like a bright orange, a bright yellow color. So we wanted to make this a little different. So these folks stood out. So they've got a blue vest with the high vis striping, and all of our Septa ambassadors will be wearing that for these events and all events going forward. They're also receiving intensive training. There's a 4-hour training that all of our ambassadors will be taking. That's new for for these events, and it's something that we'll continue to do going forward. So they're getting a lot more information about the system. We've also made a lot of improvements on the system to help people navigate, like with wayfinding. You may have seen the new signs. We've also spruced up a lot of our stations. Our website has optimized for mobile viewing now. You can encourage people to download the SEPTA app. Um, and so they can get information, real-time alerts, and also they can use their SEPTA key card and the Transit Watch app if that's something that they're interested in. We also have implemented on Friday contactless multi-rider payment. So what this means is that one card can have multiple people enter. You don't have to have different cards or wait. One person can kind of get a whole group through if they want to. So that'll help move people through the fare gates more efficiently. And then we have a new special microsite for 2026 on our website. And when I'm done presenting, I'll put that link in the chat for everybody. And then another improvement is passenger information. So previously on our app or anything like Apple Maps or Google or the Transit app, pick whatever app, they all use the SEPTA data. It's through a system. And previously our Sports Express trippers wouldn't show up in that app, so you wouldn't be able to see those special trains. But our team has worked to include that as well. There'll also be our overnight service on the B and the L that I mentioned. All the additional regional trains will be added, any additional scheduled service for the 32 and the 48, and then all of the service for July 4th will be loaded into there as well. And then the Detours for Fans Fest will also be in there. And so that's all. I'm going to stop sharing my screen
Great.
at
Thank
the
you,
end,
MaryAnn.
and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, awesome. I was like, I see some are coming in, so keep posting those in the chat. I was like, to keep us going, I'm going to turn it over to Meg Kane to tell us all about
Okay,
FIFA Fan Fest.
excellent. Sharing my screen now. Can everyone see that? Good. Great.
Yeah.
So I think for all of you on this call, first off, thank you so much for your incredible service and for your dedication to the city of Philadelphia. I think every person on this call shares your passion, your commitment, and your desire to make sure that Philadelphia shines on the global stage as we enter this summer. So I want to thank you for taking the time. I want to thank you for everything that you're doing as part of the Fan Ambassador program. And especially want to thank Jackie and the team at the Philadelphia Visitor Center Corporation for bringing this together and inviting us to participate. I think we have spoken about World Cup in a lot of ways, but I always think it's really important to just base this in our understanding that this is the biggest sporting event in the world. We are hosting 6 matches over a period of June 14th to July 4th, but we have a FIFA fan festival that will run the entire 39 days of the FIFA World Cup. And when we talk about this being the biggest sporting event in the world, not only is it the first time that FIFA has had a tournament that is going to be over three countries. They have increased the number of teams that are competing from 32 to 48, and we've increased the number of matches from 64 to 104. So given that, there is just a groundswell of attention, of interest, and of excitement around this particular tournament. I always share with Philadelphia audiences as well when I say it's the biggest sporting event in the world, I'm usually met with some eye rolls. And I appreciate that. Because, we live in Philadelphia, and for us, the biggest sporting event in the world is when the Philadelphia Eagles play in the Super Bowl. And so, just to give a level setting, that when the Eagles played the Kansas City Chiefs and absolutely whooped them in 2025, 240 million people tuned in worldwide to watch that game. I know every human in southeastern Pennsylvania tuned in to watch it as well, but 240 million worldwide, which is a very healthy and great number for the NFL. The average World Cup match draws 191 million people to it in a group stage. And the final is expected to draw upwards of 3 billion people to watch a singular match. Over the course of the 39 days, FIFA expects that there will be close to 19 billion people that will tune in to watch the FIFA World Cup. So when I tell you that being a fan ambassador at this time is probably one of the greatest roles and responsibilities that you can have as somebody who loves the city of Philadelphia, I mean that because we are about to embark on a 39-day infomercial for the city of Philadelphia. So a few other things that I want to share with you, and I apologize, my computer is being a bit wonky this evening, so I'm trying to move this up so you can see, but let me share a couple of data points with you. Our fan data points is that we are expecting in the vicinity of 100,000 hotel rooms to be booked throughout the greater Philadelphia region over that 39-day period. I am sure all of you have read headlines about FIFA releasing 2,000 hotel rooms and saying, like, what does that mean? Is that a problem? Are people not coming? So let me give some contextual analysis to that for you as our on the ground people who are preaching are the Bible of Philadelphia, but also so that you understand what this actually entails. When FIFA made their hotel reservations back in 2023, we didn't have a schedule. We didn't know which teams were coming, and we didn't know how many matches we would host. And FIFA basically went into all 16 host cities and made massive hotel bookings. We in our city, it was about 10,135. That was their number. And yes, at the 120-day out period, they released 2,000 of those hotel rooms. That is strictly based on the fact that we are hosting 6 matches, that they had a better sense of their workforce at this time. They had a better understanding of the broadcasting and who was coming to Philadelphia. When FIFA booked those hotel rooms, it's really important to understand that there is not one fan that was accounted for in that 10,000. FIFA's constituent groups do not account for any fans. It only accounts for the groups that they are responsible to take care of: teams, referees, commercial affiliates, broadcast, their own workforce. So when you think about that over a 39-day period and the fact that FIFA is not booking one hotel room related to one fan that is coming, I think that should give everyone confidence in the fact that our hotels will be full, not just from FIFA World Cup, but Philadelphia 250, America 250 PA, July 4th, MLB All-Star, Art Philly, and any number of events that we are hosting. We remain committed to our 500,000 expected visitors over the course of 39 days. I think when this number comes out, sometimes there was this expectation that we were bringing 500,000 people per day, because one of the first questions I would always get when I would give this presentation is, oh my God, how can Philadelphia handle this number? This is so many people. It's 500,000 spread out over 39 days. We did 1.4 million people in one day to Center City for the Eagles parade. So when to MaryAnn Tierney's entire presentation about the excellence in the operations of Septa, and about what the city can handle, I think that gives you a good compare contrast. We do anticipate that there will be fans that will be staying here longer than one night. The average fan in country is 21 to 24 days for an internet, especially for an international fan. That offers a huge opportunity to Philadelphia, and something that our CVB and Visit Philadelphia have been working on very collaboratively with this with Philadelphia soccer. Philadelphia has the opportunity to be a terrific hub, given that there are matches in New York, New Jersey, Boston, Atlanta, Miami. There is no host city west of us until Kansas City, and there's no host city south of us until Atlanta. So when you think about all of the people that are in that area where there is no host city, there's a huge opportunity for us to draw both domestically and internationally. We do expect that it will be a 50-50 split of domestic and international visitors. Why is that? Americans travel the best for the FIFA World Cup. Typically, this number would be closer to 65-35, 70-30, more toward the international. The reason it is not is because Americans have traveled. Even in 2018, when the United States did not qualify for FIFA World Cup, the United States was the largest number of tourists to Russia in the 2018 tournament. So I think that gives you a sense of scale and scope. 70% of the people who come here will not have a ticket. They are here to be part of the party. And that is one of the reasons that we are having Fan Festival at Lemon Hill. And right now, as I speak to you today, we have 500 million plus applications worldwide for tickets to FIFA World Cup 26. To give you a sense, there's only 6 million tickets to be had across the 16 host cities. So 500 million applications for 6 million tickets. So I think we feel very good about where we're standing right now. Just as a reminder to everyone, the match schedule, and again, I apologize for how slow my computer is moving tonight. It must realize that it's past 7 o'clock and it's the witching hour. But our match schedule is 5 group stage matches in Philadelphia. We kick off on Sunday, June 14th with Cote d'Ivoire and Ecuador. We have a little bit of a break to Friday, June 19th, which would be Brazil versus Haiti at 8:30 it's 9 o'clock. We've been updated. It is likely going to be a kickoff at 8:30 p.m. Monday, June 22nd, we'll see France versus Iraq. Thursday, the 25th, Curacao versus Cote d'Ivoire. We end our group stage on Saturday, June 27th with Croatia versus Ghana. The round of 16, which will be on July 4th, is still TBD because it is a knockout round. We have to see how all of the matches play out. There is a potential for this to be France versus Germany, which would be a very significant game match within FIFA World Cup. I share this with you because there's also a lot of conversation around concerns of being in and around the city, around should we have remote work for a month? Should we have, should schools be shut down as Pittsburgh did for the NFL draft? There's a lot of conversation about that. I want to point out we have a match on a Sunday evening at 7 p.m. I am fully confident that the Monday morning commute will be just fine. We have a Friday night match on a summer, where summer Fridays are in play. So I think that the Monday morning commute will be just fine. I also think the Friday morning commute for anyone coming in will be a-okay. Monday, yes, it is a Monday, but it's also a 5 p.m. match. We host business person specials in the sports stadium complex once a month during the Phillies season. Those kick off at the opening pitch is usually at 1:05 p.m. This is a 5 o'clock kickoff. Yes, it's a little bit different, but again, I think we'll be able to navigate these from a transit and a traffic standpoint. Same with our Thursday match with Curacao and Cote d'Ivoire. And then, of course, we have our last 2 matches are on Saturdays, which again should not affect any type of commute. We've really have been focused on trying to ensure that the city remains open and operational throughout this. I think it's really important. There is a lot of comparisons of this to the papal visit. Pope Francis came for 48 hours, actually 36 hours, on a Saturday and Sunday. He is a head of state. There was a fence that was put up, as if you'll recall, he was riding around in an open air car, and people were crowd surfing their children to him. Very different than what we are experiencing with what's happening at the stadium and what's happening at Lemon Hill. So again, it's not apples to apples, it's apples to oranges. And a lot of the lessons that we learned from 2015 are really being employed to make sure that we are presenting a great fan experience, but also being cognizant of what our residents need. And that's important. I will point out as I'm scrolling that our FIFA World Cup final is at New York, New Jersey Stadium, also known as MetLife in scenic East Rutherford, on Sunday, July 19th. I share that because that really does open an opportunity for Philadelphia to serve as an auxiliary site for fans that are coming in. Many of you who are Eagles fans will know that it is easier to access MetLife Stadium from Philadelphia oftentimes than to come through the tunnels in New York. And of course, our hotel and hospitality offerings will likely be at a different price point than what New York City is offering and what North Jersey is offering. Just so everyone is clear, all of the matches are at Lincoln Financial Field. If you've turned on the news today, you have seen that there's a transformation happening at the Link, also known as Philadelphia Stadium for this purpose. But all of our matches will be at Lincoln Financial. Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, will has chosen Subaru Park as its team base camp. So where the Philadelphia Union play will also be activated for the first 2.5 to 3 weeks of the tournament, while the Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, is staying there and training. And then we also have team training sites in Philadelphia. These are called venue-specific training sites. This is something that's just good to know, but not something that we are directing people to or fans to. This is where teams will practice in the last 24 hours before a match. So our two sites here are Rhodes Field at the University of Pennsylvania and the Jefferson Health Training Complex, which was previously known as the NovaCare Complex, in case everyone was like, where is the Jefferson Health Training Complex? When I got this slide, was like, what are we talking about? So just so we're all aware, that's where that is. It's the old NovaCare. Last but not least, we have FIFA Fan Festival. A lot of what MaryAnn has shared is about the accessing of FIFA Fans Festival. This is at Lemon Hill. We have been very strategic in ensuring that the FIFA Fan Festival would be accessible to both residents and to fans. And so that is one of the reasons that this is a free to enter for anyone that comes. We can host up to 15,000 people. There is, again, no payment for this, but there is registration. And if you go to our website, fwc26philly.com, there's instructions on how to register for FIFA Fan Festival. We are only registering people so that we can have a better idea of how many people are coming on any given day, but also so that we have contact information in case of emergency. The emergencies are that we would talk about, and Natalie can probably speak to this very well from all the work on Welcome America, as can Nicole Allen, is the idea of when a thunderstorm comes in, telling people that we either have to evacuate or shelter in place, or any of the key informations that we typically do for Welcome America on the Parkway are going to be instituted here for FIFA Fan Festival. This is a rendering of what this will look like at Lemon Hill. And then this is our most recent rendering, which is the actual staging and the screen that will be up. Again, 15,000 people maximum at any given time here. We are also really focused on making sure that we are giving this a Philly flavor. This will be open all 39 days of the tournament. We have a food truck lineup that has been selected. We will have between 75 and 80 food trucks that will rotate in during this period of time. We have we're in the final processes of finalizing our vendor village. So that's craftsmen, artisans can sell their goods on the way into the festival, local makers. We will have a Visit Pennsylvania Pavilion that will be a significant activation in the local cultural performers. I think when people say, what is the fan festival? I oftentimes, and this is my best way of helping people to understand the size and the scale, is that this is soccer Coachella, right? This is an outdoor festival that is going to have fun and entertainment and soccer activations. It's going to have sensory-friendly areas for family. It's going to have family-friendly areas. It's going to have areas for mothers. It's going to make sure that it is welcoming to all. And we're really focused on making sure that that happens. So that gives you a broad overview of where we are. At the end of the presentation, happy to answer any questions, and I will turn it back. I will stop sharing and turn it over to Nicole, back to Jackie, who will then turn it over to Nicole.
Fine. Thanks, Meg. I was like, and Nicole, I'm going to turn it over to you to hear all about what WaWa Welcome America has planned and in store for us this summer.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. Let me try to share my screen as well. Um, can you see that? Are you
Not
able to
yet.
see this?
Not yet, but it was like Meg's was delayed a second too, so I'm
It
sure.
was, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think it's starting. Correct?
There we go.
Okay,
Good to
great.
go.
Thank you. I will echo everyone's thanks to all of you for volunteering to, show off Philadelphia as the great city that it is in this very special once in a generation year. We're really excited. I'm thrilled to actually go after Meg because, as she said, World Cup is amazing for Philadelphia. And I would say, WaWa Welcome America is our annual tradition. And so we'd love to have people come in for a special occasion and then to see what we all do all other times of the year and during that time period. And WaWa Welcome America is a 35-year tradition. And we're really excited that so many ambassadors have signed up to serve as our brand ambassadors and be a smiley shining face to all of our residents, our visitors who come to our events. I will say WaWa Welcome America, like I said, is a 35-year tradition. It is a free family friendly festival for 16 days from Juneteenth to July 4th. For what we know, it is the largest free festival in the country and the only best July 4th festival that connects Juneteenth to July 4th, which we are so incredibly proud of, given the diversity in our city. It really reflects the city of Philadelphia. And we're really proud to produce this. In fact, we're so proud to produce it. I'm actually in an operations meeting. I'm taking a break from an operations meeting right now. So we have Wednesday night meetings. But so I wanted to go through our festival schedule just a bit, do it very quickly because I know we have a time limit, Jackie. But so this year for the 250th, we're really excited to have 6 nights of fireworks. First time ever. This is the largest fireworks display that we've had in our festival. And I'll denote where we have fireworks this year. Free museums, which has been a staple of the festival for many years now. We have more than 50 museums, cultural organizations, and history sites that have agreed to become free during our festival, which is it's just such a great access point and entry level for families, for individuals that want to participate in the festival. And it's really what WaWa Local America is about, is eliminating barriers to entry for people to celebrate during this time. For the first time, we are also having free movies. As a partnership with the Philadelphia Film Society, we will have a free movie every day at the Film Society's theater on Chestnut Street, the Old Prince Theater, Chestnut, between Broad and 15th. There will be a free movie every day, and it is either somehow connected to Philadelphia, either the directors from Philadelphia, it was made in Philadelphia, it's about Philadelphia. So we're really excited about that series. So more to come. The lineup will be announced shortly, but that's a very exciting addition. And it's also exciting because we know our events are hot. This is an opportunity to get cool, have some time, be cool for a couple of hours. And then we start our festival, our events. So we have 14 days of actual events during the festival, kicking off on June 19th, Juneteenth, with the Juneteenth Jubilee at the African American Museum. This is a very special event because it's actually their exact 50th anniversary. They opened on Juneteenth, 1976. And so we will be commemorating that date 50 years later this summer. And we will be featuring DJ Jazzy Jeff, Hometown Hero. We're really excited about that. More artist announcements to come, but it's going to be a really exciting day. And this has become one of our signature events that we, see maybe 7,500 to 8,000 people every year. And we anticipate, given the milestone, that it will be even more. So we're really excited about that. This year, as part of the 250th, we are debuting a new event in the footprint of the Centennial District, where the country celebrated the centennial in 1876 as part of the World's Fair. This is called Philly Fair 250. We're partnering with dozens of partners, nonprofits, and other organizations around the city to bring together a really incredible fairgrounds with this shows a trapeze. We are going to be installing a trapeze. We have a zip line. We have 2 nights of fireworks here. We have a historical fireworks display, which demonstrates how fireworks were done in the 1800s, as well as a contemporary fireworks display. In addition, on that Monday is Jefferson Community Day, and so we will have an opportunity for community groups as well as Jefferson staff to come out and participate and the different activities that we have out there. Additionally, representing the first colonies. So really, tipping our hat to the history of the country and specifically of the city and of this area. We're really excited about this debut. Um, we will take a dark day on that Monday, and we will come back on June 24th with the 5 Points Night Market. We debuted this event last year to great community success. It's really like a community, neighborhood event where we see people walking to it. We have, 25 food trucks. We're doing a food truck contest. We have music that really represents the area, the Northeast. And so it's become like a very incredible event that we're really proud of. Then we turn on Thursday, June 25th to our celebration of Black Music Month. For those who don't know, Black Music Month is June, and it was founded by Philadelphians. So we would like to celebrate that history. And we will be doing this at the Dell Music Center, followed by fireworks. Our headliner for this event is Philly's own Eve, which we're really excited about. And of course, as I said, everything is free. Tickets for this event go on sale at the Dell Music Theater Center on May 18th. And so we're really excited about this. Also, additional talent will be announced shortly. Friday, June 26th is Kidchella. Really excited about it. You just see the kids, we hop them up on water ice and all kinds of sugar, and they just run around. And it is so exciting and fun. And then we have a close range fireworks display that evening. It's really a great event. A partnership with Smith Memorial Playground. It's become one of our blowouts to get 5,000 people, families, adults, children. It's really great. Saturday, June 27th is Concilio's annual Hispanic Fiesta. This is an event that's been going on for over 40 years. That came under, as part of a partnership with Concilio, came under the WaWa Welcome America banner a few years ago. Last year, we really hit our stride in Love Park, and it was a fantastic event with over 20,000 people. We have, as a celebration of Latin culture, of Hispanic culture, and we have incredible performers, food vendors, and others vendors shopping, and so it's really exciting. And this year's headliner is Olga Tañón, who is a Puerto Rican artist, and we're really excited about that. She's going to put on a fantastic performance. That evening, in addition to Concilio's Fiesta, Hispanic Fiesta, there is the annual waterfront concert and fireworks. This had been Pershing's own in the past, but they were unavailable. So this is a partnership with DRWC, and so they will have a performance there, and we get to promote them and be part of their fireworks display as well. Sunday, June 28th is our Gospel on Independence concert. This year, to mark the 250th, we will have 250 voices as part of the choir, which is incredible. And our headliner will be the incomparable Kirk Franklin. I mean, you can't get any more significant in terms of gospel music, contemporary gospel music, than Kirk Franklin. And we're so excited to have him as part of our performance. Um, June Tuesday, we will take a break. And then Tuesday, June 30th, we will come back with the Philadelphia Orchestra's free Pride concert and celebration. This is an event that's been going on for years as well as part of the orchestra, but this year they're making it free as part of WaWa Welcome America. And that's I think what I'm so proud of as part of WaWa Welcome America is that we partner with organizations that do fantastic events and then they agree to make them free in order to be part of WaWa Welcome America. And this is one of those. And so we will have the Philadelphia Orchestra, the incomparable Philadelphia Orchestra, as well as different gay choirs and a host of none other than Trixie Mattel, who is, I mean, she's incredible. I don't know if anybody here watches Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but she was featured prominently, and I think it was season 3 or 4. And so she's incredible. I'm so excited. She's so funny. So I can't wait to see her. And then we get into Independence Week, July 1 to July 4th. And what other way to start off Independence Week than WaWa Hoagie Day? And 35-year tradition on the mall, or not on the mall, and near the mall in front of the Constitution Center, with also a free museum day at the Constitution Center, giving out more than 30,000 hoagies to the public. And we will also have a performance by the U.S. Air Force Heritage Band on the main stage. So people can, get their hoagie, get their bag of chips, their water, have a picnic on the lawn, and, enjoy the music. It's going to be a lovely day. And then the new tradition of Red, White, and Blue to Do, which is a partnership with the Historic Philadelphia. And this is what I believe it is John Adams was the person that said that he thought that July 2nd would actually be the day that would be celebrated as Independence Day. And so that is how Historic Philadelphia selected July 2nd as the Red, White, and Blue to Do, which is the historic district day-long celebration. Welcome America has 2 events that we produce as part of this celebration. The first is the All-American Block Party, which is the culmination of the Pomp and Circumstance Parade, which is a children's parade, which is so cute, where they make the floats and the kids are in the floats. It's so cute. And we have performers, and we have food, and we have, all kinds of games and activities for families to enjoy. And then that evening at 7 p.m., we will have our annual Salute to Service concert with the U.S. Army Field Band and Soldiers Chorus featuring Queen Latifah. So that is going to be a fantastic night. Additionally, in addition to Queen Latifah, we will also have Miss America perform, the current Miss America, and we will be giving out the two WaWa awards, the Service Award and the Hoagie Award and the Hero Award. Sorry, as I said, I'm at an operations meeting. And then July 3rd. July 3rd is our big day. In fact, it's funny that it's actually bigger than July 4th, and that we have 3 major events. Our signature event is the Salute to Independence Centennial Parade. This is moved from July 4th, where it traditionally has been. Many years ago, when we found out about the schedule, we worked with the city and collaborated with the city and understood that the parade likely was best in order to produce the parade that we wanted to do. It would be best on July 3rd. And so this is going to be the largest parade that the city has ever put on, largest July 4th parade the city has ever produced. And it will be the longest route for this parade. And I know that many of you have already signed up to be part of the parade, to support the parade, and we're really excited. We will have 250 elements of the parade, including I think it's 54, might be wrong, title holders for this year's Miss America contest will be part of the parade, which is really exciting. That'll kick off at noon. And then at 7, we will have Pops on Independence, which is, again, a tradition that actually exceeds WaWa Welcome America's time. This goes back 40 years to when it was Freedom Philadelphia Festival, some variation of those words, and featuring Adina Menzel. And I've seen her set list and I like almost cried. I was like, okay, this is going to be amazing. So we're really excited about that. And then additionally, before all of this kicks off at 11 a.m., and sorry, this PowerPoint was made before we knew the timing of everything on July 3rd. The National Constitution Center will be giving out the Liberty Medal for the first time under the Welcome America banner in over a decade. And we are partnering with them to give out the Liberty Medal, and the recipient is none other than Pope Leo, the first American Pope to ever exist. He will not be here, as Meg's spoken about the last table visit. He is not coming. There will be live remarks from the Vatican or wherever he is. I actually don't know exactly where he will be, but there will be live remarks from him at 11 a.m. It's part of that ceremony. And then at noon, we will kick off the parade. So, we are so thankful to all of our sponsors who have made this possible, who have helped to, fund this. I mean, these artists, this level of artists and global talent is so significant and so significantly more than what we've been able to do in the past. So we really appreciate all of our sponsors who have come in and said, the 250th is so important. And thank you all of you ambassadors who have signed up to volunteer with us, or actually not volunteer because we are a paid position. And so, to express your interest, we will be in touch. My colleague actually this afternoon, Mia Hassan, sent out an email to everyone who has expressed interest to complete a form in order to help us figure out where we can slot you, what your best position is, what your polo size is, all of that information to help us to confirm all of our needs and make sure that they're compatible with what you all are willing and able and ready to do. So please fill out that form. And we very much look forward to having you. We can't do this without brand ambassadors. You will be supporting our sponsors with their giveaways. You will be supporting Welcome America in terms of showing a bright shining face, telling people where they can go, how they can get water if it's hot, etc. And our Welcome America team is really incredible. And we are supportive of all of our staff, and we look forward to having you all join us to put on the best WaWa Welcome America Festival that the city's ever seen. So thank you so much, everyone. Jackie, I'll turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Nicole. I know we're at time. If the panelists are okay to hang on for 5 more minutes, I think there was a few questions that came in the chat that we could probably answer really quickly for folks, if that works for you all. Okay. I was like, Nicole, I'm going to start with the one that came in. I was like, can you allude to when the Parkway events will be announced with the headliners?
Forgot about that. So because it's the 250th, the mayor has this very special vision for the Parkway for July 4th evening. And so she will be announcing what that vision is in the coming days or weeks. And we just, support her vision for this year. So it's not typical, but we are going to let the mayor lead given this once in a generational experience.
Great. Thanks. Meg, I know with Philly soccer, you all have done a lot to talk about legacy projects.
Yep.
I even saw one recently in Pittsburgh. A question that came in was like, are there plans to involve local schools, clubs, or youth programs? I don't know if you want to touch on some of those legacy projects.
Yeah, we've actually already been involved with a lot of local schools and programs over the last 4 years. We've done a $2 million investment into legacy programming and infrastructure with the U.S. Soccer Foundation. We've done a significant amount of local partnership. Happy to provide kind of an overview of what that is, Jackie, and can share that out with the ambassadors. But we have we've done multiple mini pitches here. We've done multiple programmatic initiatives. We've worked with Starfinder, Love Football, any number of that. We've probably done about 6 to 8 different partnerships with the school district of Philadelphia. So it's been a pretty robust program out of our social impact and external affairs team. So happy to do a quick overview that you could share out for some talking points to people, just so that they have them.
Great, thanks. One of our fams was asking about sensory space for children with autism on the spectrum, other disabilities and handicap. I know, Meg, you had hinted at this for FanFest. Nicole, I don't know if there's anything further you want to share from the WaWa Welcome America perspective.
I know, well, very specifically for Kidchella, we will have a sensory friendly specific area. And for any brand ambassador, it will be part of our event details that will be posted on our website. And again, we will be sending out a second press release either this week or later next week, which will probably include those details. But most definitely for Kidchella, we will be providing that space.
Yeah, we have been working with Dr. Wendy Ross of Jefferson on our sensory space. There will be sensory space both at FIFA Fan Festival and then, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles, who led the charge in the NFL for sensory spaces within the stadium. That will be available during World Cup matches as well.
Great. We also know that Comcast is open to sharing resources and things with ambassadors as well for their buildings specifically. So we'll be pushing that out so folks can know and use that as navigation points. The last one, and I'm sorry I left this for last because it's a big one, but it is a question around security in the city and just folks worried between ICE, the crowds. Now we have another virus circulating. How can we assure ambassadors and those that are coming in that the city is safe and ready?
So I'll start. I can't speak to the hantavirus. It is something that is right now seems pretty, from what we're hearing, very, focused on what has happened with the cruise ship. Obviously, we continue to monitor as we have since we did a bid in COVID, so we're obviously very attentive to that. But I can't speak to any of the city's preparations as it relates to the protections around hantavirus. I will, in terms of, and Natalie, feel free to jump in here, but what I would say around ICE is that it's really important for people to realize that ICE, it has always had a presence at stadiums during major events. So that is something that is going to continue. That is something that's going to happen, whether it's Army Navy, whether it's a major NCAA event, whether it's an NFC championship, whenever we have to pull in additional resources, ICE from Department of Homeland Security is part of that. So there will be, when people say, will there be ICE at the stadium? There will be, but within the confines of what they are assigned to do through the overall safety and security plan that the City of Philadelphia and the Commonwealth have put together, led by the City of Philadelphia. So it is not the same as like what ICE has now come to mean. I would say this in terms of, as you contemplate the question around ICE and what the concerns might be, we hosted 8 Club World Cup matches last summer, and we did so without incident, without issue, or without any challenges to any of our visitors, residents, or at the stadium. So if we can only control what we can control, and we can only base our planning on the experiences that we've had in the past, we are using what happened in 2025 to lay the groundwork for 26. And Natalie, I don't know if you want to jump in any further from a city perspective.
Yeah, sure. I think Meg kind of nailed everything that she just said, but Philadelphia Police Department and our police commissioner, they are the lead for all of the safety going forward for 2026 and for all events all of the time. So all of the security planning, it runs through the police department. They have been deeply integrated throughout this entire experience. And, public safety is always our top priority for any events, especially for ones that we're expecting a huge amount of, international, national tourism and a huge amount of crowds at different locations. So I think, understanding that our top priority is always going to be protecting our residents, protecting our visitors, protecting the businesses, protecting the staff too, because we want to make sure that the people who are working these events, the volunteers that are working these events, feel like they are also supported in that public safety plan, and they are. And we've been doing a ton of trainings throughout this year, throughout last year, really nailing down and doing real life exercises around what our public safety plan is and having different scenarios of how we would react. And all of these different trainings are really helping us as we, finalize and conceptualize what all of those plannings look like in the real world. And we have great experience already. We've hosted, the Eagles Parade, as Meg said, with millions of fans twice. We've had the NFL draft here, we've had the Pope here. So all of those real world experiences, all of the after action reports, the lessons learned is getting put forth into all of our planning for 2026. And I think that's really important to know is that although this is something that we do often and we do pride ourselves on being a host city, we're not looking at this as, oh, we got this. We're looking at this as a learning experience as well. And what can we do better? And in terms of, the quality of life and the public health, they're baked into all the planning as well. I mean, they've done site visits to Fan Festival. It's a 39-day outdoor event with food trucks coming in and out. What does that look like for the quality of life? We know we have some critters that may live in our Fairmount Park. So how are we navigating that? And our health department has been, doing those site visits, giving us recommendations on how to navigate all of that. But also, we have a lot of really good tools as well for our health department. They recently just did the announcement of, air quality checks in Philadelphia. So they have the Breathe Philly dashboard where you can check the quality of air. And we're making sure that that's up to date and all of that information on phil.gov is available for people. So they're deeply involved in all of our planning. Obviously, public safety is number one. Transportation is always number two because we want to make sure people can get to all the events. But I think we have a really good plan in place and we're all very confident on this side. And we want to make sure that everybody who is going to these events feels that they're in good hands. So that's really how we're looking at all of these activities.
Great. Thank you so much, both of you. I was like, from my former life where I did emergency response planning on international campuses, also during COVID, Meg, I'm like, it's the
Yeah.
contingency planning, it's recognizing what you can and can't control, and being able to pivot and adapt and adjust depending on what comes our way. But fingers crossed, we had those 6 games last year with the Club World Cup, and that I was like, my hope is that we just feel that festivity and that enthusiasm from the crowd that's coming in that wants to enjoy Philly and wants to enjoy being here. Before we wrap up for tonight, I just wanted to share our newsletter went out today to everyone, which included information about the Ambassador uniform. So if you are volunteering this summer with Philadelphia Soccer, with the Visitor Center, or if you want to be in that parade on July 3rd, like Nicole mentioned, please make sure you go in to join the force and just update your t-shirt size. The Ambassador uniform, quote unquote, is a t-shirt, is a hat, it is a fanny pack, as well as a big button that says, ask me anything about Philly. So that way folks know that you're approachable and that you're open to answering questions. If you're able to, we ask that you donate $20 to offset the cost of this, of the uniform. We are going to host an event in early June, a fan pep rally to kick us off for the summer where you can pick that uniform up. This video that I'm showing on the screen, as well as any other resources, are on our website. If you go to fambassador.com, the news and events, and look at the time has come to join the force, you'll be able to see all of these videos and more resources. And lastly, just to close us out, I want to thank everyone on this panel, Natalie, MaryAnn, Nicole, Meg. It was so helpful, I think, to hear all this information. For me, I learned a lot. I know I was getting text messages from ambassadors that they were learning a lot as we went along. So I appreciate you all spending a Wednesday evening with us, as well as staying a few extra minutes over time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate it.
And thank you to the Ambassadors. You guys are crushing it. So thanks for representing us all so well.
Oh, thank you. I was like, we try to keep them hyped up and ready. I think, the
Gotta
Eagles
go.
and all of these coming off the playoffs, we got some good vibes happening, I think, going into the summer. So,
Absolutely. We need
all
all the
right,
vibes.
all the vibes. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. Can't wait to see you
Okay.
out and about at one of these awesome events this summer.
All right. Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Thank you.